Internet. Anyone pull any fun April Fool's pranks yesterday? Is that even a thing people do anymore, or has it gone the way of trick-or-treating and, like, Christmas caroling? You know what? I don't think Christmas caroling has been a thing in my lifetime. I retract that last one, but I stand by the holidays have gotten boring. Man, I am way off topic already. Let's get to what really matters. Today, we're talking about YouTube potentially taking over the likes of Disney in value. YouTuber YaNike? You know what, I don't actually care because this guy is kind of a trash person, is facing jail time after throwing buckets of feces and other nastiness on strangers. And OF creator Michael Duvall is facing well-deserved backlash for taking inappropriate photos in the bathroom of a daycare he worked at. All in today's The Hell Is Wrong With the Internet episode of... But before we start, make sure you subscribe so you never miss an update. It's also the only way to avoid me calling you a little bitch.
YouTube is poised to overtake Disney as the world's largest media company. With over $54 billion in revenue in 2024, YouTube's rapid growth is setting the stage for a major industry shift by the end of 2025.
Yep, you heard that right. YouTube, the once humble video sharing site that started with cat videos and skateboarding fails, might just dethrone the House of Mouse. Analysts have determined that YouTube pulled in a staggering $54.2 billion in revenue in 2024, with $36 billion of that coming purely from advertisement. That's before factoring in the earnings from premium subscriptions, YouTube Music, channel memberships, or YouTube TV. To put this in perspective, Disney, with its sprawling empire of theme parks, Marvel, Pixar, ESPN, Hulu, and legacy studios, pulled in about $91.36 billion in 2024. If you didn't know, Disney is one of like 6 corporations that control roughly 90% of the media in the US. 6 companies. There's still a hefty lead, but YouTube is closing the gap, and fast. The platform's viewership is reportedly double that of Disney's channels, and it's diversifying across the board. The constantly failing Marvel movies probably isn't helping that either. Analyst Michael Nathanson broke it down into about 3 revenue buckets. You've got YouTube Premium and Music, YouTube TV, and the catch-all Other, which includes things like VODs, creator monetization, and memberships. Each of these areas is growing pretty aggressively. Just not mine yet. One of the biggest drivers here? Ads, obviously. Well, that and YouTube's relenting push to keep people from dodging them. Do you guys know I get like 2 cents every time you watch? So thank you. The recent crackdown on ad blockers definitely ruffled some feathers here, but it is boosting ad revenue for creators. On top of that, YouTube's move on March 31st to change how Shorts views are counted is a signal that they're gunning even harder for TikTok and Instagram's territory. So what exactly does it mean when a tech-born, algorithm-fueled platform starts overtaking a century-old entertainment titan? At bare minimum, it's a seismic shift on how we define a media company. I mean, YouTube isn't just hosting content anymore, it's shaping the way content is made, consumed, and monetized across the globe. And it's doing it with creators instead of studios, algorithms instead of executives, and shorts instead of Sunday morning cartoons. Actually, bring those cartoons back, you can keep the shorts. Is Disney sweating yet? Maybe not, but they're definitely watching. Because if YouTube does keep up this momentum, 2025 could be the year the mouse bows to the algorithm.
Belgian YouTuber YaNike is headed to criminal court after a series of disturbing pranks involving buckets of feces and other foul substances dumped on unsuspecting passengers in the Brussels metro. His trial date has not yet been announced.
Alright, so YaNike, you trash is what I'm getting at. Really went for viral fame, and may have ended up flushing his future down the drain. The guy thought it would be a riot to throw buckets of feces and sludge on strangers who are just trying to get through their day. Spoilers, the legal system was not amused. After his original poo bucket prank led to an assault and battery charge back in 2024, you'd think he'd cool it. But no, he's chosen to double down with a sequel prank involving beetroot juice, oils, wood bits, and other nastiness, dumping it on someone's head. Because nothing says internet clout like biohazard cosplaying. Naturally, police caught up with him again, and this time they found some tear gas canisters on him too. That discovery has now opened a legal Pandora's box. He's now staring down a hefty stack of, editor, if you would. Order up! Assault, violating release conditions, insulting treatment, disorderly conduct, destruction of public property, distributing substances that appear dangerous, and yes, possession of a prohibited weapon. What a dumbass. All of this could stack up to some serious jail time, with penalties ranging from a few months to several years and fines that could hit the 5 figures. The guy is now currently cooling his heels while waiting for a trial date. Now, this numbnut's actions tap into a deeper trend here: the race to the bottom in IRL content. It's like these creators are trying to outdo each other in a public nuisance Olympic or something. You got Yadushe over here in Berlin flinging buckets of biogoo, and over in South Korea, there's that so-called world's most hated streamer. You know exactly who I'm talking about. You know, the guy whose claim to fame is racking up criminal charges faster than Twitch bans by harassing strangers and casually stomping all over local customs. Yeah, that guy. Respect is not in the content plan. Oh, and if you missed it just the other day, a longtime YouTuber, Vitaly, who is well into his mid-30s, mind you, was caught acting like a cartoonish man-child filming himself harassing locals in the Philippines. He's clearly not just out of touch anymore. He seems pretty desperate to stay relevant. And the Philippines? It's not exactly the country where you want to be caught messing around. Unlike some other Asian countries that might issue a slap on the wrist, the Philippines is known to go a little bit harder. This is the same place that dumped the bodies of suspected drug dealers into the streets, so you know. It's one thing to chase views. It's a whole nother thing to do it somewhere that doesn't play games with public order. But what's your opinion on IRL streamers? Do you have one that you watch? I'm sure like 95% of them are fine. It's just always that small handful that ruin it for everybody else.
OF content creator Michael Duvall has responded to backlash after admitting to taking adult photos in a daycare bathroom while employed as a preschool teacher.
Alright, so there are bad ideas, and then there's filming OF content at a daycare level of bad. Michael Duvall, who once worked as a preschool teacher, found himself in the eye of an internet firestorm after admitting that, yes, he snapped a few naughty photos in the daycare staff bathroom during work hours. The thing is, his defense wasn't about the location, it was about the money. Apparently, $45 per pic adds up fast when you're hustling on Reddit, Twitter, and OF all day. In a TikTok video, he claimed that the incident was driven by financial pressure and insisted no children were involved. The bar is in hell, people. He seemingly acknowledged it was inappropriate and has since deleted the content. I mean, to be fair, he didn't pull out a ring light in the nap room or anything like that. He says the content was shot in teacher-only bathrooms and never during on-the-clock hours. Still, the optics here are, I don't know, nothing short of horrific. Duvall himself admits that it was gross and that he was blinded by the money, adding that the same thing would have happened if he had been working at like a movie theater or anywhere else, really. Because that makes it better, you jag-off. But unfortunate for him, it was a daycare, which is why I'm sure the fallout is exponentially worse right now. This whole situation falls into the same broader pattern that our last story did, you know, where personal hustle meets any type of boundary. Duvall says that this all predated his social media career and that the cash helped him launch his vlogging ventures. But that falls short too because it doesn't erase the fact that he compromised the trusted environment for content clicks. It's one thing to build a brand. It's a whole nother thing to jeopardize a space meant specifically for children's safety and privacy, even if indirect. Social media may have given him a career, but now it's also given him a cautionary tale status. Intent or not, there's a reason why people are upset. Some jobs just come with a higher expectation of responsibility. Daycare isn't just another workplace, it's sort of sacred territory for families. It's why they try so hard to find one that they approve of. So no, Michael, it wasn't just about where you worked. And I know you're watching this. It's about who you were supposed to be while you were there. Anyways, definitely let me know your thoughts on this one, just because things are getting so gross out there, guys. Having a good old-fashioned content, you know, me, here in the future, with all of this space behind me and definitely not a green screen. And on that note, I'm gonna call it. Thinking about people on the internet has been hurting my brain, so I'll catch you next time. Bye!